Welcome back to Sport on 7 tonight. I'm Tom Bushell. And before the break, we saw how tough it was to compete in the 12-hour endurance kart race at Dubai Kartdrome. Qualifying was tough, but it was nothing compared to 12 hours of racing that lay ahead of us. So we start last on the grid, but 12 hours is a long time, and if we stay in contention with these slower karts, we may just be able to not only finish, but not finish last. We had planned to keep our driver stints to 40 minutes, and we were ready for the night ahead. The start was busy, and by the second corner I had made up 2 places. By the end of the first lap, I had made up 4 places. This was going well. Sadly, that's where the overtaking stopped, and by lap 3 I had settled into last place, where we would stay for the rest of the night. The race quickly became a race just to finish, not to compete with the other teams.
So the early hours of Saturday morning now, I thought the pit lane might get a little bit quieter as we headed into the early hours, but not at all. Still a very busy place to be. Just want to show you a few of the pits. This is the Batelco team who just a couple of weeks ago won in Paris a 24-hour race, which included 40 of the best teams in the world. So they are pretty good, actually. Some of the pits down here have got fascinating setups. Basic ones like this, just a couple of beds and stuff. Then if you come a bit further down, you'll find people have got plasma TVs and sofas and all sorts of things. You can clearly see there's some pretty decent setups as well. If you have a look into this pit here, they're calculating every single lap, seeing where they can pick up a bit of speed. It's a fascinating place to be in the early hours of Saturday morning.
The night was busy. When not driving, it was important to keep your concentration in the pits, giving the driver signals on performance or keeping time of how long pit stops were taking. During my breaks, I had a wander down the pit lane. On my travels, I caught up with Tarek again from AUH Motorsports, who confirmed that the smallest of mistakes can cost teams many places out on track.
Tarek, let us know how you're doing in the race.
We had a bit of a drama early on. We had our timing guy for the pit lane allow a car through 1 second under, cost us a penalty, and unfortunately our driver didn't listen too carefully during the driver's briefing. Came to do the penalty in the pit lane, which shouldn't have been done. It should have been done out there in the penalty box. So really we've driven through the pit for absolutely no reason, plus the 30-second penalty has put us right out of contention. So now we've had to change our plan, and wins out of the question now, but a top 15 we'll be happy with. So see what we can do.
As the night progresses, how do you see your performance? Does it get better as the track gets hotter and the rubber gets on that track and the grip gets better? Or do the lap times start to come down as you get tired?
Well, no, usually it gets better, but it's humid at the moment. So the humidity creates moisture around the track. That generally slows times down, which we're seeing on the lap times for all teams at the moment. But as soon as that humidity clears, you'll find the track is very, very quick once the rubber's down. Rubber's down now, it's just the humidity that's slowing everyone up.
It was the humidity which was causing us the most problems. 40-minute stints felt a lot longer, and as lap times were consistently slower than the teams ahead, the night was getting tough.
2 stints done, how do you feel?
I feel like I've done about 5 stints. It's hectic.
Now, we've got a few hours to go. Do you think we're going to make it till 9?
I'm predicting that come 9 o'clock I will have had about 5 hours sleep in my own bed. It's broken me.
Endurance racing not for you?
Probably the 4-hour would be a good start. 12 hours may be a little bit too much. I'd love to be able to try it again after having a 4-hour stint. It's definitely achievable, but you've got to know what you're doing before you jump into it.
Other teams seem to be getting stronger and stronger in the early hours, but for us, we were faltering.
Well, as we head further into the night, it's not like the team are getting any stronger, really. Aaron, of course, said he was struggling, and now, Roy, your ribs are sore after your stint. How are you feeling?
Still sore after that hard-hit bump that I suffered. So it's still sore until now. Good thing that there's an ambulance here to sort me out.
Certainly not for the faint-hearted, but we're giving it a go. We'll see how far we get.
By 3 a.m, the team was suffering. Mistakes were starting to happen, and we were losing more and more ground on the kart in front.
So after 250 laps and 40 laps behind the leader, as a team we have decided to call it a night. 6 hours into the 12-hour endurance race, we haven't got anything left in the tank, and we are going to pack up and go home and leave the professionals to enjoy the rest of their race. If you want to give this a go, by the way, the next endurance race is in October. Plenty of time to prepare, and you will need a fair time to prepare. It's not easy doing this. It's warm and it's tiring. One thing we have won tonight, by the way, is pit stops. We pitted about 12 times. Everyone else did about 6. Shortly after retiring from the race, I spoke to the Dubai Falcon racing team, who were in contention for the lead, and a far cry from our sorry team. Paddy, I could see as we're packing up there after 6 hours of competing, you came over and had a little smile on your face. Are you thinking, oh, dear me, that's terrible, giving up? It's tough though, isn't it?
It is tough. I mean, you guys were doing good. As you said, you guys are getting tired after the 6 hours. So imagine if it's 24 hours, and then obviously everybody will be gone, you know. But you guys are completed 6 hours. I'm very proud of you guys. For you guys being there for first time and completing 6 hours, it's a lot, and you should guys give yourself a credit.
Do these events see a lot of people retiring after a certain amount of hours, or do most people manage to keep on going?
most of the people, they manage to finish the race, because this is an endurance race. So this is the fun for it, to finish the race, and this is the achievement, you know, finishing the race or completing as much as hours as is possible through the 12 hours or through the 24 hours. So by completing as much as hours or completing the whole race, it's achievement by itself, you know.
And you're in the lead at the moment. Are you hoping to go on and get that win in the morning?
At the moment we're in second place, but we're catching up to first place. So I think if we keep going on till the end like this, we'll win the race. So
I think I know why you're doing so strongly. Look at this pit. They've got sofas, they've got little nice lighting. Have a look at this. Our pit, we've got a couple of camping chairs, and that's about it. Guys, best of luck for the rest of the evening and the morning.
Thank you so much.
I hope you get that podium place that you want.
Thank you for being here, and hope to see you in the 24 hours.
Sure. So there you go. It's not our terrible racing abilities or our fitness. We're lacking the correct pit lane extras that clearly determine how well you do out on track.
I have to say, well done to the Dubai Falcon racing team who won the race and made history, actually, becoming the first all-Emirati driver lineup team to win an endurance karting race in the UAE.
Well, was that the most exciting end to a Premier League season ever? Manchester City win the title with 2 goals in stoppage time to deny Manchester United their 20th league title. They did their job by getting the win at Sunderland, but it wasn't enough. Arsenal secured Champions League football with a win at West Brom. Tottenham will have to hope Chelsea don't win the Champions League in Munich if they want to be in the competition next year. Newcastle just miss out. Bolton are relegated after a draw at Stoke. So this is how it all ended up then. Manchester City win their first title in 44 years on goal difference. QPR stay up. Bolton, Blackburn and Wolves will be playing Championship football next season. In golf, American Matt Kuchar held his nerve on a tense final day to win the Players' Championship at Sawgrass by 2 shots. The 33-year-old, who started the round 1 shot behind leader Kevin Na, dropped the shot at the opening hole but hit 4 birdies for a 13-under total. Luke Donald, who needed just a top 4 finish to take over from Rory McIlroy as world number 1 once again this year, finished down in 6th after a decent final round.
What a big week of sport it has been then. Next week we'll be tackling the Hilton Tower race on Sport on 7. Also, of course, looking back at 7 days in sport. Have a great week. Good night.